In this chapter, we'll look at pronouncing of organs and anatomical structures, and also look at defining and spelling word parts related to the respiratory system. And we'll also look at these processes as it relates to disease and disorder terms and surgical terms. Respiratory system has two major functions. It has the external respiration, which is the exchange of air from between the body and the outside, and then it also has internal respiration that transports the oxygen to the cells and removes carbon dioxide. And when we combine these two together, we refer to that as breathing. There's about 300 alveoli in a pair of normal human lungs. And this is one of the main basic components internally that we talk about in the respiratory system. Oxygen, when we refer to it as a word part, we're looking at oxy combining form. In this case, we add an I, so it's oxy. Carbon dioxide is what we're breathing out, so that is capno. Inspiration and inhalation we refer to as breathing in normally, and when we breathe out, we refer to that as expiration and exhalation. So when you're working in healthcare areas or you're studying in healthcare programs, these are the terminologies that you're going to see most frequently in the respiratory system. As the graph here shows, when you look at inhalation, this is taking the air into the body, so it goes in through the nose or the mouth. It goes through the pharynx to the larynx to the trachea to the bronchial tree to the alveoli. And so this is the main component of that carbon dioxide and oxygen exchange within the lung. Then from there it goes with the carbon dioxide back down the bronchial tree, the trachea, the larynx, the pharynx, and then back out the nose and mouth. And again, this is inspiration and or inhalation and exhalation. And the process of these two is what we do with each time we take a breath into our body. Some combining form examples that we see very frequently in this system are naso and rhino for nose, pharyngeo for pharynx, laryngeo for larynx, tracheo for trachea, and when we look at bronchus, we're looking at bronchi as the plural, bronchus is the singular, broncho and bronchio, and these again are very close to their actual meaning in several instances here. So hopefully this will be a little bit easier for you in this particular part anyway. Some more combining forms. Thorax is thoraco, meaning. Um, lungs, we see that written as pneumono, or pulmono. And you do see all three of these variations of the definition for or of the word part for lungs. So these you would definitely want to know all three of. Pleura is pleuro, and the word part for the combining form mediastino means mediastinum, and diaphragm is diaphragmato. Continue with some examples of combining forms here. Capno means carbon dioxide. Hemo, I believe we had in a previous chapter, that means blood. Myco means fungus. Phono means sound or voice. And spiro means breathe or breathing. Examples of prefixes include a or an, and the meaning of that one is absence of or without. If you have a word part that a word group that begins with an A, then the an will be used in this case. Otherwise, the A will be what you see, and so these are ones that you really need to pay attention if the word begins with an A. It's a little bit trickier there. DYS means painful, abnormal, difficult, or labored. and it depends on the word root that's used with that, which meaning that you typically are referring to. U means good or normal. Poly means much or many. And tachy means fast or rapid. A common word that we may see with the use of tachy is tachycardia, and that basically means a rapid or fast heartbeat. Suffix examples include synthesis or surgical puncture to aspirate fluid as a meaning. And this one is used in really in different systems. The term, for instance, that we've had in the past, arthro, the word root, combine that with synthesis, and that would mean in a surgical puncture to aspirate fluid from a joint. So in orthopedic areas, someone gets fluid in a joint, that might be the procedure that would be done. Meter, it means an instrument used to measure. Here we can actually use the term meter as in meter stick and define it based upon that, because that is basically something that measures a meter long, but a meter stick is used really to measure. Nia, in this case, the P in this case is silent, means breathing. And I'm going to put the combining vowel on the next one because it's a little hard to say without it, and that would be optasis, and that means spitting or coughing, and raja means excessive bleeding. Okay, now some words that are built from word parts. Atelectasis. The ectasis refers to incomplete expansion of the lungs, or at least a part of the lungs. Bronchospasm, we said spasm refers to a spasmodic contraction, and the only other word part you have is broncho, so that tells us where the spasm is. Pyothorax, thorax refers to chest, and pyo refers to pus, so this is pus in the thorax. Rhinomycosis, OSIS, is an abnormal condition, meaning rhino is nose, myco is fungus, so this is an abnormal condition of a nose fungus, or fungus in the nose. Tonsillitis, ITIS, we know as inflammation, so we have tonsil there that we know stands for tonsil as a meaning, so this is inflammation of the tonsils.